To my brothers and sisters, may our just God, or merciful God, be with us. May he lift his countenance on us and give us peace. May we do what God requires us to do. He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Being just, being merciful, and being humble are all attributes of God that he requires us to show in our lives individually and collectively. God is righteous, perfect, and a God of justice and truth. Deuteronomy 32:4 reads like this: He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice, a God of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. To do justly, according to Micah 6:8, is to do what is right by God. Deuteronomy 16:9 reads, You shall not pervert justice, you shall not show partiality, nor take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous. The perversion of justice favors one person over another person, or one group of people over another group of people, based on man-made ideas such as wealth, poverty, selfish desires, social status, skills and capabilities, age, sex, nationality, religious beliefs, ideological beliefs, race, even based on the way our hair looks. The perversion of justice is favoring one over the other for reasons made up by man and that are not godly. However, justice in alignment with God's requirements shows no partiality. It becomes a joy to do justice. The ones who practice injustice should expect the wrath of God. Proverbs 21:15 tells us that. It says, It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. The Lord said to Zechariah, Execute true justice. Show mercy and compassion, everyone to his brother. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the alien or the poor. Let none of you plan evil in his heart against his brother. Because we have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, justice should be tempered with mercy. Here's what James, the half-brother of Jesus, said: For judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. To love mercy is to love forgiveness. To love mercy is to love to help those in need. To love mercy is to be compassionate. Jesus showed mercy through forgiveness, helping, and compassion. And here are two biblical stories to emphasize this. Luke chapter 18, verses 10 through 14. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed, God, I thank you that I am not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give a tenth of all I get. But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So the tax collector was given forgiveness and was exalted before God. He begged for mercy. Another story, is found in Matthew chapter 20, verses 29 through 34. As Jesus and his disciples were leaving Jericho, a large crowd followed him. Two blind men were sitting by the roadside, and then they heard that Jesus was going by. They shouted, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us. The crowd rebuked them and told them to be quiet, but they shouted all the louder, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us. Jesus stopped and called them. What do you want me to do for you? He said. Lord, they answered, we want our sight. Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes. Immediately they received their sight and followed him. Jesus had compassion. They begged for mercy. Jesus helped them by restoring their sight. Jesus, in addition to demonstrating mercy, walked this earth being completely obedient to the Father and doing the Father's wills. To walk humbly with our God is to be completely dependent on God. In other words, it is complete surrender or submission to the leadership of God. To walk humbly with God is to have faith in Him, to love Him, and to obey His commandments. To walk humbly with God is to do as He commands without murmuring or grumbling or complaining. If we do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God, we are doing the right things by God. We also get our strength to do the right things from God. He's our helper. He sustains us. It is stated in Psalm 54:4, surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. A right thing to do is pray. And after prayer, we then rise up and do what God commands us to do, what God requires of us. Do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with Him. And when we are done, we then consider ourselves to be unprofitable servants doing what it is our duty to do.